Doctor Who Episode 6, the one with the scariest setting ever. Eurovision.
The 803rd Interstellar Song Contest!
The message of this episode is that acts of terror are your fault.
Only doing the things you expect of me.
Russel T. Davies proving that prejudice is correct. I mean, he did this. If I expect him to do it, and he does it, that just makes me smarter than he is, really. Yes, this episode has corporations invading a planet full of poppies for honey.
What's that?
Going to the Manchester the Eurovision. But don't worry, it's not their fault, it's yours.
Not again.
But in response to this, Ncuti tries to expand his repertoire and be intimidating.
Because you have put ice in my heart, darling.
You really should stop, babes.
All right, babe, what's the year?
The universe is wild, babe.
How benevolent of you, baby.
Oh, sweetheart. Babe, what happened?
You stop that right now, sweetheart.
Pretty much a dream come true, babe.
He just can't do it. He's too happy-go-lucky. He hasn't had the rough experiences in his life to make him intimidating, dark, and evil. Which is a surprise for someone that comes from Rwanda. Cutie's not built like a rake, though. He's got muscle to him. He should be able to be intimidating. It just doesn't happen. Babes. It's reached a point where I think the only time I could find him intimidating is if we're in a house alone and he was holding a stick of butter. That's also in the show, though. We've said that English podcasters are evil. Then we had a barbershop episode, not the music. But now the guys into blokes are back.
I love you.
Oh, time and a place, boys.
Kinda wish they were in last week in Nigeria. I just want to see how Ncuti would handle it. I love this place. These my people. Oh no, not Steve! It would have been a true moral conundrum for him. Especially when he tried to stop him and they just looked at him like,
Only doing the things you expect of me.
this is your fault, Ncuti. We've even got important information about one of the characters.
Coruscant Bevier. She, her.
I'm very grateful to the BBC for that. They looked at her face and went, if we don't tell them, they're not gonna know. In today's world, can't be too careful. The end of this episode even has another Bigeneration.
Must we? How inelegant. Oh,
This time, neither of them are in their underwear.
our members.
And for that, I'm very grateful.
You sprang from my loin.
That's the most disgusting thing I've ever heard.
It was bad enough when Halle Berry started flashing a minge on the red carpet. It's like, put it away, Granny.
Juno is someone I've known for years. I've read her novels. I think she's a great talent.
That would be Juno Dawson, the person that wrote a book that was banned in America, putting it into schools, and it was a guide on what children should do. Russell T. was like, yeah, that sounds amazing. Gotta get them a job. It is the BBC. What do you expect? My favourite part about the BBC is they've just stopped caring. They just tell everybody now.
A good reminder of the little kid inside of us.
It's the BBC. It's been known before.
This is one of my favourite briefs. My brief to Juno Dawson was the Eurovision Song Contest meets Die Hard.
If Die Hard had so low testosterone, it began to think it was a whoop. Actually, this begins to make a lot of sense.
Nobody move, this gallery is mine.
It really is a rather can't wait to deliver that line, isn't it? Choose love, the shirt says. Very interesting for someone that essentially says some people are confused. It's just second best, because, you know, really, they'd love a minge. So join me as we dive into the most expensive episode of Doctor Who ever made, where I think 90% of the budget went on lube. I'm just joking. They spend $10 million an episode to upscale it from 2K to 4K. No one's got an iPhone nearby they could film with. This much estrogen on set, they're definitely using them to take the selfies. You know, the important work. But we start in a space station. And for some reason, they have like an energy shield keeping the air inside the stadium. Star Trek knew this was a bad idea decades ago. One force field fails, everybody dies. Then again, it's Eurovision. Is it really that big a loss? Now, it is the most expensive episode ever made, but that's about as detailed as you're going to get of the people. Everyone's just a dot. I think that's also how Russell T. Davies sees the audience, though, so, yeah. You're just a slug to me. He's got a one-track mind, what can I say? Ryland Clark, though, steps out of cryogenic suspension because somebody hates him. He's cryogenically frozen and only let out once a year to present Eurovision. That's a fate worse than death. That's like waking up every morning and realizing you're Ncuti Gatwa. They do know his trademark, though.
All right, babe, what's the year?
I forgot that one. There are more babes in this than Baywatch. And I don't mean attractive people. This is the BBC made by Russel, Davies and Juno Dawson. They don't know what a hot woman looks like. We'll try and sabotage them by pulling back their hair. And I don't know. In this episode, I'm not taking any risks.
She turns up at the wedding and the bride's got a nice rack.
Did that get the episode a point?
Do I give it a point for Jamelia's Jubblies? No.
No?
No.
Good job.
The girl that was getting married, she's actually trans.
I said she had a nice rack.
I identified with that so much.
Yeah. This is as dangerous as playing Spin the Bottle in Thailand.
Teeth.
Obviously, he's English, they're fake, just in case anyone was confused. He's also spoken before about how he fills in his beard with mascara.
Dazzling.
And we're on.
Doctor Who 2025, everybody. One of the most unbelievable parts of this is that anyone remembers Rylan Clark next Tuesday, let alone 29/25. Even the aliens are breaking the fourth wall. But there's a load of VIP booths around the stage. And Ncuti steals one. Look, if stereotypes are bad, why do they keep doing them? That's my question. He just can't help himself. This is the Eurovision Song Contest, not a target.
All we need is 2 minutes.
He is very confident in his skills.
2 minutes to get this vindicator online.
One up, twist, one down. All it ever takes. To be fair, though, I've seen that on Eurovision. Belinda, though, she doesn't care about going to Earth. You see, we're going to have her constantly whining about how she wants to go to Earth.
You need to get me home.
And then getting sidetracked for a bit.
Is that Rylan?
No woman has ever been that excited to see Rylan Clark. Not unless he was about to give them makeup advice, anyway.
Welcome to the 803rd Interstellar Song Contest!
It actually manages to be more insufferable than Eurovision. Because even Eurovision is like, okay, look, we want to continue the species.
Makes us proud of our natural shapes.
Oh, that's so strange.
She's not been that excited since she got to berate a man for being superior to her. But we travel down the BBC promotion procedure. I know it looks like a colon. It's actually a promotion pipeline. Stop it. But we start with a very strange image.
Right, everyone, here we go. Bit of focus, please.
We've built a box into the floor. It's the only way she can see over the desk. I only imagine at some point Tom Cruise presented this. Don't worry though, we've got another tick box forced into a position where I would have just preferred they did some wrestling. In 2014, Stammel won a disability discrimination case against the post office on the grounds that its chip and pin machines were too difficult to reach for people with dwarfism. No wonder they built a self-rising stage for her. She'd pissing sue the BBC.
Ready on pre-record 5. I'll get up and start.
Now, when I first watched this, they've got demonic horns. I don't trust the demon horn people. I'm just saying my prejudice is correct. It's almost like it's an evolutionary response that provides a survival advantage, otherwise known as a good thing.
Rylan, give me some ore.
I don't know how you expect him to do otherwise, love. He wouldn't be interested in yours in the dark.
Or AWE.
Folks, it is awesome.
I don't know why they didn't just write it on his auto cue. It's not as if he's coming up with his own words presenting. Rylan Clark coming up with his own script. Babes.
Live across the entire Western Galactic Arm.
Is that because the East has more sense? Oh, we don't want your trash.
Audience of 3 trillion life forms.
Audience of 3 trillion viewers. Sorry, life forms. We're going to use inclusive language now. You're just existing entities. We're going to strip you of all meaning and worth in an attempt to include your inferiors. Pond scum. It's a life form, isn't it? But they use their confetti cannon. They don't even have them built in and automated. It takes someone's eye out of that, if they've got eyes. Mrs. Flood's in the audience, spying on the Doctor, who's more than happy to spread out in his stolen seats. I just want him, Robin Hood, and Ironheart to team up together and just start stealing everything. They're like the Netflix remake of Ocean's 11. The show is sponsored by Poppy Honey.
This proves that the Earth survives.
Oh. How? You're on a space station. The Interstellar, not Eurovision. Also, though, I mean...
About nothing. This proves that the Earth survives.
Oh. I'm sorry, cameraman. Do you want to zoom in a little bit closer to him? I'm surprised during that shot someone wasn't pouring baby oil over him. Is it snowing? No, snow's normally solid.
Style. I was there.
Don't know where she got that drink from. Probably stole it off the neighbours, filthy skanks.
I watched with my mum and dad when I was little.
That's a bit culturally insensitive, isn't it? Bringing up dads? You need to be more socially aware, love. Bigot.
As long as I brushed my teeth and got into my pajamas.
Put a bag over my head.
Look at me now.
In a foreign land surrounded by people I despise, wishing I could go back to the motherland. Talking about how being evil proves you're on the right track. Didn't do her any harm.
God, it's such a beautiful night.
A beautiful night. You're in space, love.
That is not night, that is space.
I think I found my thumbnail. I don't even know why she's impressed that this is a space station. She has traveled the universe by this point.
On a station in orbit.
What do you mean in orbit? It could just be in space. It doesn't have to be orbiting anywhere.
The universe is wild, babes.
I think that's the technical term. Babes.
What, the song contest like in Australia and then space?
Yeah, they had to move it out of Australia because of the wildlife. The animals are pretty awful as well.
I knew that you would enjoy it, finally, being with me.
I knew it was a long shot that someone could enjoy my company, but finally, when I brought you to a place with the highest concentration of baby oil outside Diddy's basement, I broke you. At that moment, though, the Vindicator's finished. Mrs. Flood's very happy because it allows her ball to light up.
Thank you.
Finally, it's recharged my bullet.
The final link.
Now just set it to vibrate. The woman next to her also has demonic horns.
I love a good show. Great.
I'm sorry. I know this is the BBC, but that's too far. You normally do that in the privacy of your own homes or a hotel.
I wonder whose seats we're in.
It's too late now.
Dirty skanks. We've stolen someone's seats. Yeah, screw them. I'm here now. I don't care about civilization.
Missed it.
An Englishman would have cared. Oh, sorry, that's just who they're stealing it from. That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Two people are sitting in seats that absolutely, positively, definitely belong to us.
Why weren't you two in Nigeria? That's what I want to know. Wait, did you used to be with somebody else? Did he get thrown off a roof? Is that why you've got a new bloke? Is this a first date? I think I've just written more backstory for these characters than anyone else has in this episode.
None of this would have happened if you just turned up on time.
I'm sorry, I was at a guy's funeral.
You don't take anything I do seriously.
Probably your earrings, mate. It's very hard to take you seriously.
Hardly important, Gary. It's just a song.
I'm even going to dignify that with a risk. Actually, you know what? I will, because it is.
Oh, I tell you what, you think the grass is greener on the other side, and then you see it, you're like, oh no. Doesn't matter which side of the fence you bat for, you've still got to put up with a catty bit. Coupling was right.
What do you call people you go out with, but you don't try to sleep with?
Men. It's part of who I am. And when you make fun of it, it's like you're making fun of me.
Good. I'm making fun of you, you insufferable cretin.
No, Gary, it's like we're going round in circles.
Just be glad you're locked out of a room and not in one with that. So he goes up to a robot, he's like, look, kick him out. This is my ticket, kick him out.
Phase 1 activated.
That seems rude.
What does he mean, phase 1?
Maybe he's preparing the entryway. But the drones in the control room also go, phase 1.
Keep it quiet, thank you. What's phase 1?
I don't know, it's almost like the person in charge should know. Not that she could do anything. To move, she'd have to wait for someone to collect a ladder for it.
Whoa! What was that?
What was that?
Why is the guy screaming as he dies out there? I don't know what that is.
Maybe you should have taken more from the English history about stadiums and what evil people do at them.
I'm phase 1.
He's like the worst punk band of all time.
I'm phase 1.
He enters like he's walking into Britain's Got Talent.
And who's diversity? What is diversity?
Who the hell are you?
Who the hell are you?
His species is called a Hellion, and they have demon horns. But don't judge him, that'd be prejudiced, and for some reason that's bad or something. I mean, he is evil, but you have to let him do something evil first, before you think that the guy with demon horns called a Hellion is evil. I'm crossing the street anyway. Even without the horns, just look at him. Sorry, just look at him. If that entered Tesco, I'm leaving.
That's my species and my...
Wait, no.
Hi, who the hell are you?
He points his gun at his own face. This is going out to Americans. He has his finger on the trigger and he's pointed it at his own face. All right, love. I don't think we've got much to fear from this guy. I have a feeling the problem will sort itself out. Oh, how does he check if it's loaded? Does he look down the barrel?
That's my species and my name is Kid.
Ah yes, Juno Dawson writing that a kid is the villain. He takes control of the drones though. Cuts the comms going to Rylan. Shouldn't be that big a deal. He just reads off the auto cue anyway. In fact, most unbelievable part of this episode is that he just improvs his own presentation.
Just hello to some contestants.
He wouldn't even know who the contestants were if it wasn't on his auto cue. But it's like, oh, I only know one contestant. Look, it's the only one that's going to appear in the episode. We can't afford to pay extras. She's here with presumably her husband. Doesn't make any sense in the script, unless he's never touched her. And her entire character is basically, what are you hiding under that wave? Kid forcefully evacuates the control room, except for one person. His fellow Hellion. You can't trust any of them, folks. Nor should you have done, due to the demonic horns and them being called Hellions! If they'd just been prejudiced against the group, none of this would have happened.
Miss me?
You have no idea.
If I'd been around you earlier, I would have cut your hair.
Win, whatever you're doing, stop.
Yeah, that'll work.
Please, sir, can you stop being evil?
No, it's in my DNA. Your genetics determine your behavior. I was always going to be evil.
I took a chance on you.
I know, we're not doing that with the song lyrics, love.
Yesterday, all my terrorists seem so far away.
No one employs hellions, but I did.
See? More fool you. If only you were as sane and judgmental as normal people would, you would have had the antibody response to keep the scum out.
How benevolent of you, baby. Hit the back up.
How benevolent of you. And we're going to take advantage of the fact that you're supposedly good, but extremely gullible person. You should have known better than to trust somebody that looks like that on a freeze frame. The pissing hordes. So they play the dress rehearsal so that none of the viewers know that it's fake. Like, oh, but they'll know Rylan Clark won't be in the dress rehearsal. Well,
Publicity comms can say he got food poisoning.
in the last 3 seconds since he was on camera, what was he eating that could make him that ill that quickly? Was he following one of Juno Dawson's books or something?
Tell him he ate something nasty.
Take that as a yes. The Doctor, though, gets a signal from his Sonic.
You hold your own hypersync headset.
For some reason, it's set to alert him whenever a dress rehearsal goes out for the Eurovision Song Contest. Normally, this would be unbelievable, but it's Ncuti. He probably has. He's got an alert whenever Rylan Clark isn't within 100 meters of him. He notices, though, that the signal that's going out to the audience isn't the same as what's in front of him. And look at the most expensive episode ever made. The detail in this audience. It's like TV static. Somehow, though, he can do this. I think that's in case you're too thick to realise what you've just been told, because I have no idea why the booths would be able to switch between the dress rehearsal and live. Can we stop doing that? We did that last episode. How'd you even write that into the script? He jumps over, though, and just starts randomly messing with wires. The Hellion forces the commander to give her handprint, and it's a good job we're in the future, because I imagine that's pretty hard to read. Rylan introduces another guest.
Liz Lizardine from the planet Lizoko.
They actually live on Lizzo. They don't even farm, they just survive off the dropped food as she eats. We get to see Belinda happy for the first time in her entire life. Yay, singing! Ugh. Is this just an act that performs at Russell T Davies' local? Now, Kid disables the safety protocols, and don't worry, I think he can be stopped.
But you can't do that.
She's got him there. That's against the rules. What if they don't care about your rules, though, darling? Then we find out that the control room has a big, massive switch in it that kills everybody in the stadium. You would think this would be locked off. It'd have some kind of shield to stop people accidentally pulling it. No. You walk past that, trip, grab it, it's all over, folks. This is a horribly designed space station. Maybe if they put less effort into making rising platforms for 0.0000001% of the universe, maybe they'd be able to spend time on things that actually mattered.
How are you gonna vote if you don't listen to the song properly?
It never stopped the Oscars, why should it stop the Eurovision? They never vote based on the best song anyway. There's an alarm, though, a warning. Everyone can see the roof's collapsing, and yet nobody even moves.
What's that? Are we all about to die? Should I get out of here?
Part of the show?
No, you stupid tart. Everybody in these booths has a door 5 feet away from them they could just get in and be perfectly safe. But instead, she just stands there. As you can see, Doctor jumping into action there. Should I go and do something and stop it? No, I'm going to stand up. Mrs. Flood also can't be bothered to do anything, just sits down. The Hellion, though, watching one of the singers. She has the power to save them whenever she wants at the push of a button. Doesn't do it for a while, though, because she's evil. Wants to let him suffer first. Oh, I'm gonna give you the evil eye. That'll stop you.
Do you know my favorite kind of music?
Gonna say emo. Although, given the current state of Hollywood, it's probably R&B, innit, really? It seems to be everybody's. Just nails down a chalkboard constantly. Taylor Swift fan, that actually makes a lot of sense. The roof pops. It's not even a force field, it seems to literally be an air bubble. Doctor goes and scans one of the wires while everyone behind him gets lifted into the air. Hundreds of thousands of people get sucked into space. Sadly, they're not one of them. I'm just joking, the Doctor's dead as well. 10 out of 10, best episode. Fortunately, it didn't just continue to pull her head as she got stuck on the bar. I do find that a bit weird. There isn't that much suction when the roof is that large. And you'd imagine the TARDIS would be pretty heavy. Not the way it just went up like that, though. The Hellion saves everyone in the pods, though, by closing the lids. Unfortunately, doesn't cut her head off at the same time. I was hoping. So the TARDIS flies up into space, along with the Doctor. He's suffocating, he's freezing, all the blood in his body will just be instantaneously boiling and pouring out of every orifice. Like a normal Saturday night for him. Oh yeah, and he can scream in space. You know that thing? In space, no one can hear you scream. And Juno Dawson went, hang on. Probably not a fan of sci-fi, I'm guessing. He's like, oh no, we may have saved Doctor Who. And this is a cool image of the show of just all the bodies pouring out into space. Probably a similar scene to what it would look like if Ncuti Gatwa went to a club in Nigeria.
Not again.
He's still talking in space. For some reason, they think that cryogenic freezing is just getting cold. You are cold and in a vacuum. Quite serious side effects, but not in this show. We get some tears. And also a random drink goes by. That's still liquid for some reason. Maybe it's the high fructose corn syrup. It makes it impossible to freeze and digest. But this guy just seemed a bit affected that he just killed 100,000 people.
Rehearsal is still broadcasting. The arena is purged.
She didn't care at all. Remember this moment and how little she cares about the people she's murdered. Because by the end of the episode, she's like, oh no, we're so sympathetic for you. He's scum, but her, she was just misled. She saw his dangly bits and just got hypnotized.
Closing the shield to maintain integrity.
Couldn't care at all, the people she just murdered.
You monsters.
That's what people have said to me my whole life.
Probably the horns.
Because of the horns.
See? They were right. People have been calling me a monster my entire life. I don't know why. I only occasionally go out and commit random acts of violence. They have no right to judge me.
I'm only doing the things you expect of me.
Because you do them, isn't it? Yeah, but we expect you to do them because you do them. This is pattern recognition built up by your actions. Therefore, we judge the group based off what the group does. Like, kill hundreds of thousands of people. You get what you deserve. But that's not the message they want to push. They want to push that, no, it's your fact that you're prejudiced against them makes him evil. No, he's evil, so we judge him, the scum. Throw him out an airlock where he deserves. You go and attack a stadium, you're never allowed into civil society ever again.
Moving to phase 3.
That guy doesn't understand one basic thing about humanity. You will be civilized, or you will be civilized.
The Mavity shell is still on. It's not too late. You could still save those people.
Again, really needed a science fiction writer. Mavity is gravity, and so all it is a gravitational field, which essentially means they haven't gone too far away from the station. Yeah, but they also have no oxygen, they're in a vacuum, and they've frozen to death with all of their internal organs boiling. And you're like, well, it's probably not too late for them. Gravity can't protect you from space.
I'm busy!
He's got to get through Russel T Davies' back catalogue. This is the lengths that his entertainment will push you. Now, the robots bring in, essentially, a death cube.
A delta wave.
A delta cube. It's phase 3, and he loves his own plan.
It's the absolute best.
And remember, when you find out how evil he is, it's your fault.
I'm only doing the things you expect of me.
I'm just making accurate judgments about people. Belinda, though, finally decides to leave her cave. She's like, people that exist at this time, please help me. Because I'm supposed to be on par with the Doctor, but I just need anybody, please.
Don't worry, I started off in a tech squad.
Wow. He used to work in the Apple Genius Bar.
My friend went up through the roof.
What are you trying to do? Spot his frozen corpse?
Is there some sort of air bubble or something?
In space? My friend went into outer space. Is there air out there? Remember in the last episode?
It's taken out a third of the engine. You can't process that power.
She was telling a guy about the engineering of his own spaceship.
Your engine could overload and explode.
And now she's like, is there air in space?
Can't we call for rescue? Are there emergency services?
Yeah, just call the fire brigade. They'll help. They're just going to get a cat out of the tree first, but then they'll be right along to put air into space.
They've got to exist.
She's like, no, we can't call the services. It's the gambling laws. If we allowed communications, they could tell people across the other side of the universe who won and then they could bet on the winner and make some money.
They could hyperstream a bet to the other side of the galaxy before the results get there.
It's amazing that Nancy Pelosi is still alive in 2925.
No one knows. No one's doing anything.
It's happened her entire life, hasn't it? What, you mean somebody else doesn't exist to solve all of my problems for me? But I've always been a privileged class that got everything given to me on a silver platter. Why isn't somebody helping me? Why isn't the state coming in to ride to my privileged being? We are witnessing the downfall of ego of somebody that thought they were important, thought they mattered, thought they were smart, to find out, no, actually, it's always been somebody else that gave you everything, wasn't it, really? I'm equal to the doctor, as long as he does everything for me and then gives me the credit. I'd take the piss out of that, but that's also the quality of Eurovision, so...
I was blessed. Yeah.
It'll probably win as long as it's politically expedient.
It's the dress rehearsal. Must be playing on automatic.
Don't ask yourself who sings the best. Ask who virtue signals the best.
Cream and butter, sweet, so good.
Unless they're churning butter, that's always a winner.
We can't just... How do we... Oh my god.
She can't even speak English properly, can't finish her sentence. At least Juno Dawson's the first person to write the companion properly. Just a basic read.
I've got no way out. My mum and dad was just...
Will you stop bringing up people's dads? It's like you're trying to rub it in.
I don't even know where I am.
You're on the Harmony station.
Where's that? But where's that?
At least we know she's insufferable with or without the doctor.
Trying to make her really insufferable, but like a real person.
The Van Gossiter.
But where's that? Where the hell am I?
Typical woman, no sense of direction.
I'm stuck here on my own.
Not having no snacks.
And I'm no one.
You're alive.
Different than the line I would have said. It's like, you're not alone. I've still got to put up with you. But she's like, you're alive, you're alive. What's your name?
Belinda.
Nice name, Belinda.
I know she's crying, but there's no need to lie to her, right? That's out of order. And I'm so sorry I'm upset, but my friend has gone. He was so wonderful.
And I never got to tell him.
No, it's because you were too busy being an insufferable git. Whining, moaning. I want to go home, I want to leave you, I want to go home. Oh, he's my friend though, and I do miss him.
You need to get me home.
Pick a lane. Mr. Genius Bar, though, finds out that the code in the station's being rewritten.
But what for?
Who by? That's what I would have asked. I want to know who it is so I can cave his skull in using Belinda as a baseball bat.
You can still help those people.
For some reason, the station manager thinks that this one can be reasoned with, despite the fact that she's the one that has shown the least care for murdering over 100,000 people. You can still help these people. I saw you. You protected this one singer.
That was the girl from Try On. So special.
Shut it.
I would have gaffer taped her mouth closed by now, but that's just me.
We're doing this for Helia. Those people can't be saved.
Remember, they think she's more redeemable than the guy that was crying earlier. Ncuti, though, he's frigid. Really is a first time for everything. Completely frozen solid. The slightest knock in space, his bits will drop off. And as you see his face freeze solid...
Goodbye.
I can defrost myself at will. Again, breathing in space, by the way. Just, what? I'm also a little bit perturbed of how he defrosted himself, right?
Grandfather, goodbye.
What is it about his granddaughter that makes him hot? Is this just another BBC thing? Did they film this one in Norfolk? Juno Dawson spent a little bit too much time in Alabama. Yeah, he can breathe in space, he can make noise in space, and he can swim in space.
Is that one moving?
Is that one swimming in space? Do you think he knows that there's no air or water in space to move through? But as he soy faces his way through the vacuum, he finds a confetti cannon.
What's he doing?
I know how low you think the IQ of your audience is, so I'm sure you're gonna tell us. I love how even the doctor seems bewildered by the item he's got in front of him. It's like, I don't know why this.
He's not seriously going to use a confetti cannon to fly through space.
I don't know, but I think you saying it in the script will now allow him to read the script and then come up with the idea himself. See, we couldn't just show you him flying through space using the confetti cannon. We had to have a guy tell you what was about to happen before it did, so you understood it. I'm not going to say you're stupid, I'm just going to treat you that way and see if you realise how low I think of you. He's still in space with no air. How does sound vibrations work? Then again, if you don't know how biology works, you're probably not going to be that up on physics either. He's going for the airlock! Going for the airlock. Why is he not going for the air bubble? He doesn't know that the airlock can even open, but he could just go through the air bubble. It's air. It does get particularly strange when the airlock opens. I don't think they know how the airlock bit of the airlock works, because this door opens. So they just spam the button and the internal door opens. start sucking out all the oxygen. They don't go with it for some reason. Probably they've got, I don't know, heavy shoes? Or maybe one of them's just being weighed down by the weight of his massive car. Couldn't fight the suction before and flew up into the air, but this time with a higher level of suction, it just walked through. It's fine. I don't know why he got so scared by them he fainted. He probably thought he was still in Nigeria. Ah, you can't be here!
Gary, medical kit on the wall. Break the seal and bring it to me.
If there's one thing that guy's good at, it's breaking the seal.
Monsieur Maillard?
Alright, sweetheart. I've got you.
I don't know whether you caught that one.
Alright, sweetheart.
Alright, sweetheart, look, I've got a ponytail, you can trust me.
I'm a dab hand with the medical kit, especially with tears.
My name is Mike.
It's okay, mate. He's dead. He doesn't care what your name is.
Call Campest. I'm a nurse.
A nurse? Oh, I'm sure if he wanted advice on whether to use an oil or water-based lubricant, you'd be a font of useful information. But when he needs his heart restarting, I think he'd really want a doctor.
Oh, you're amazing.
Careful, mate. Your boyfriend's right next to you.
Respiratory bypass system, very clever.
It's evolution. It's not as if he had a choice.
Amazing little creature.
I'm surprised he didn't scan below the belt. He's like, oh, he's like a horse.
Never seen you at work before.
I don't believe that for a second. You're telling me he hasn't scanned you and gone, whoa, you're amazing.
Now this might hurt.
It's okay. He's dead. Was it good for you too?
Did I just fly through space on a confetti cannon?
To be honest, that's still more believable than the screaming.
Yeah. Camp.
Not as camp as everything else in this episode. But they go, it's not just you though, there's 100,000 dead out there.
1,000 dead? No, not dead.
Yeah, they are. They're frozen in a vacuum with no oxygen or heat. Half of them would have popped by now.
I'm sorry, but look at him. Look at me. I survived.
You're a Time Lord, mate. They can't regenerate after cutting their knob off either.
You were lucky, mate.
I was clever, Mike. Did you?
Clever? You defrosted yourself and flew across the universe.
Mavity is holding them, but I triplicated the Mavity field.
That makes sense, right? So there's a gravity field around the space station. He tripled the gravity. So, tripling the gravity won't keep the oxygen there, it won't keep the heat there, which still means they're in a vacuum that's so cold, it would have boiled their internal organs. And you're like, yeah, but I added some gravity. That's like going, he shot them in the head though, and like, don't worry, I did make a blancmange.
All those people are still alive.
They're not though. You just made them weigh slightly more.
Floating, they're in Mavitic suspension.
There's no such thing as a gravity suspension. It's just in gravity. I'm in gravity. If you tripled my gravity, it doesn't mean I can breathe vacuum.
When a body's plunged into freezing water, life signs get suspended, but
there's a difference between freezing water and the same temperature in the vacuum of space. NASA's done videos of this, about the temperature at which water boils in different levels of vacuum. How do you think a pressure cooker works, you insufferable prats? This episode strongly relies on one thing. Laugh! Because he's They're just hoping that this scene is so camp, you won't think about what they're saying. Like, well, normally in this situation, there wouldn't be any talking at all. The doctor, though, thinks that Belinda is dead, and rather than throwing a party, he seems to miss her. This guy's like, it's got to be quite complicated, though. There's 100,000 people. I didn't even know you're getting them back. If you want to do that, there's only one option.
You'd need to be some sort of insane genius.
Yeah, you're all screwed, really, aren't you? I mean, look at him. He went up to the TARDIS, and it went, do you want a haircut? He's like, no, just laser print it on my face.
Hello. I'm the doctor.
Just because a man spends a little too much on hand cream, you accuse him of being a receiver of swollen goods.
He's like, we should be able to send the signal out in Song 14. Do you know who that is?
Coruscant Bevier. She, her.
Personally, I'm grateful I didn't know. Look, you've got a face like that, I want to know what you are at all times, alright? I can't be held accountable. I wasn't born with the equipment to judge this level of degeneracy. The doctor, though, tries to hack into the core and then realizes the code is being updated.
This is this Hellion script. Who are the Hellions?
I always do that with the script that I'm hacking into a database. Oh, this was done by Disparu. Sorry, no, it's not even his name, is it? That's the name of his species. That would be like me hacking into the FBI and just writing the English was ear.
My mum and dad used to vacation there.
Oh, why? But, yeah, we love demons.
Fields of hell poppies, far as the eye could see. Said it was stunning.
Oh, okay. They went there for the poppies, so that makes a lot of sense.
It's all ruined now, totally destroyed. They say the Hellions did it to themselves.
Does it matter? They're trying to kill 3 trillion people. I don't really care what's happened to this filthy scum. You try and kill 3 trillion people, you get what you pissing deserve.
I wonder what they're uploading.
Apparently, he can hack code with his finger. Russell T. Davies, Juno Dawson, they took one look at Ncuti and thought, that's a guy with a powerful finger.
Good job.
somehow they turn a screen into an audio emitting device where he can compile code and play the resulting audio through the screen with his finger. Very impressive. If he can do that with one finger, imagine the power of two. Russel probably has. Wonder if it was that thought that got him the job. But the audio evokes a reaction similar to playing Taylor Swift. Yeah, I understand their pain. This is how I felt watching the Ironheart trailer. Oh no, not R&B! They're gonna have to play Mozart to cleanse the palate. Eventually though, the Doctor reaches for his suspiciously shaped sonic screwdriver. Got a flared base for safety. Don't do it, Doctor! You can't appreciate the suction. With his sonic though, he turns off the audio and everyone recovers. And his nose is bleeding.
I love you.
Whoa, time and a place, boys.
Yes, like last episode in Nigeria. Doctor, why don't you show them where you feel right at home? Show them your favourite place in the universe. Be like, look what I've brought. I'm sure they'll love that. Get on like a house on fire. The only way out of that place is to jump off the roof. But he says, though, that audio was a delta wave aimed at the brain. It's going to get sent out and anyone listening to it will die. How many people are watching?
3 trillion.
Yeah, but he's only going to wipe out 3 trillion people.
I'm only doing the things you expect of me.
Basically asking for it, aren't they? That's the message of this episode. Oh, someone did something to them, but then people didn't like them. They judged them. They had prejudice about their actions, and so they were accurate. And it's not his fault that they're accurate. If you think he's evil, he has no choice but to be evil.
If they route that signal through the station, it will kill every single person watching.
This is why Juno Dawson's books got banned. You can't send those out. It'll destroy every person reading it.
You're gonna kill them all.
If everybody that watched the Eurovision Song Contest vanished, how much would that impact the Earth? I mean, yes, avocado sales would plummet through the floor. And if you are in the glitter industry, gotta be tough times ahead for you. Viewers of The Handmaid's Tale would plummet by 70%. But apart from that, over with the Genius Bar though, he's just learned to read.
Got it. It's the Hellions.
It's the first thing the Doctor noticed, the big script that went, the Hellions wrote this.
Weird lot. They say they practice cannibalism.
True. I mean, look at it. I mean, let's face it, any group that'll go out and attack a stadium, they're gonna have some weird practices, aren't they?
And witchcraft.
I bet they've got barbershops where they all get together and tell stories to each other.
They've got these horns. People say they give them psychic powers.
And they're demons.
People say that a lot about species they don't understand.
I understand everything I need to, love. You're not like me and you want to murder 3 trillion people. Everyone had all these ideas about how you can't be trusted and you can't behave. And if only they'd actually trusted their instincts, none of this would have happened.
I'm gonna need a caustic hyperlink. Oh, I've got it.
Have you ever noticed how he's always sticking his arse out? This is how you stand up straight. He's like, no, I can squat a bit. Is he just stuck in this position? I can't stand up, it hurts. I do like what he was after, though.
I'm gonna need a caustic hyperlink.
Tried Belinda, she's pretty caustic. But they find out they've entered a museum of Eurovision. You would have thought after 900 years of it, they'd want to forget the horror, but apparently, no.
Links, dazzle filters, rotoscope.
You know your stuff.
I love a guy who knows his way around a keyboard. Lots of finger practice.
Makes us proud of our natural shapes.
I don't care what you need to do, Doctor. Just tell him not to go where you went last week. This guy, though, got the posh seats, you know, the ones that the Doctor stole from him. He didn't actually get the seats, did he? Why have you never brought this up to the thieving scum? He owes you your money back. Either way, he worked on the holograms.
Wishing I had sold my likeness in perpetuity, but here we are.
900 years later, still can't get away from Graham Norton. Then again, he was way better when he was on Channel 4. Ironically, the BBC made him tone it down. Don't know why after seeing their current programming. Maybe he wasn't evil enough for the BBC. They're like, no, stop it. You're making us look too good.
I met him at Brighton Pride. What a weekend.
If stereotypes are bad, why'd you keep adding them in? Also, how do they know anything about Brighton? Is this like just genetic knowledge that gets passed down? Oh, we remember Brighton. The good old days. But just imagine this line if it was played last week.
I met him at Brighton Pride.
That's as far as he'd get before they drove a tank over him. You thought you'd come here to get stoned? You're getting stoned, all right.
The Interstellar Song Contest from humble beginnings on planet Earth now spans the entire universe.
And remember, after finding out this information, you're still supposed to think the destruction of Earth is a bad thing. Like, quite frankly, maybe we should protect the universe from us.
You okay? Belinda would have loved this.
First time for everything, isn't it? I thought she would have gone, why don't you get me home?
Is that your friend? I'm her protector.
Is that your friend? Definitely not his girlfriend, is it? We know that.
I keep thinking.
First time for everything. But we get flashbacks of his granddaughter. They had to bring her up in the first series because clearly they plan to bring her back. She serves absolutely no purpose except to make sure that you know this is canon. Look, we proved it by bringing back these people. You can't separate this from canon. It's all one continuous arc. We can pervert everything you care about. We're good at that. Perversion. The Doctor starts messing with the LCD panel though, and somehow makes it have a camera and microphone. Pretty impressive even for Sonic technology to add components which aren't there. She looks over her shoulder and says, oh my, I remember him. He was my childhood friend. We know this so they have the same upbringing so that one cannot be evil and two can be evil. That's good enough odds for me. I don't really care what the exception does if the rest of them want to kill 3 trillion people.
I recommend you stop that right now, sweetheart.
Yes, sweetheart. Oh, sweetheart, darling. We're all really intimidating and murderous way. Oh, sweetheart, darling, babes.
The scariest thing known to man, camp epithets.
Right, love, no, sweetheart. Come on, darling.
Who are you? Oh my, I think she's just had a crisis. Sorry for the pause. He's not actually sorry, is he? Don't worry though, if you ever consider Belinda to have the IQ of a human person, she will disappoint you.
Is that the Doctor?
I can see his face, I can hear his voice.
Is that the Doctor? I don't know, maybe he's got a clone, love.
Look, I can see his face. Is that the Doctor or is that a person that looks remarkably similar? I can't tell. They all look the same to me.
It's like, Jesus.
Oh, he's alive!
Oh, yes, he's alive!
Someone can take care of me and do everything for me so I can sit back on my arse and contribute absolutely nothing to society.
The Doctor, the last of the Time Lords.
Good name for a band.
Yeah, but he'd make it R&B or something, wouldn't he?
You did all of this.
I'm sorry. Is this supposed to be intimidating, babes? We get really close to the camera.
Honey, I'm ready for my close-up, babes. I'm gonna be scary.
That's the problem with him. I don't know whether he's leaning over to get close to the camera or he's actually trying to push his arse out more to the guys behind him.
And now you're threatening 3 trillion people. Except I am here telling you
that you can't do that because that's my job. I'm the person that's not meant to save anybody, not you.
No, I'll purge the airlocks and clear the whole station.
Neither of you are intimidating. Quite impressive. You're both too camp and too effeminate to be scary. I mean, if you weren't going to shave, could you not have shaved for a bit longer, please? I look like this because I'm lazy, but you're on TV. It's deliberate.
And you know what I'll do? I will survive. And I will find you.
This is a very unwieldy piece of writing as well. It's not even just his performance that he's too camp to be intimidating. He doesn't have screen presence. The writing of this is horrific.
And you can run and hide and whimper all you like because you have put ice in my heart.
I mean, it's hardly taken, is it? I have a special set of skills.
That no, I'll find you and you can run and you can whimper. But you've put ice in my heart. My feelings are here.
It would have been more intimidating if you'd sung Comfortably Numb. Not even ice in my veins, which is a far more common saying.
No, it's ice in my heart.
It's not even anger, like anger, rage, glorious vengeance. All of these things would actually have evoked some kind of masculine passion.
No, you put ice in my heart. You've given me depression. I need to watch the Thunderbolts.
Darling, you...
Sorry, I ruined it by pausing too early.
Because you have put ice in my heart, darling.
You've put ice in my heart, darling. Is that all right, babes? Yes, sweetheart. Fine and dandy, love.
Oh, I can understand why they wrote books for kids. They're the only person that won't critique this trash. It's not intimidating. And what's worse is the other guy looks as if he's supposed to be intimidating. Oh no, he called me darling. He should have laughed in his face, sweetheart.
So I will cast your body out into the void.
I would laugh at you.
Like, who do you think you are, a 1960s adult movie star? Mustache like that, the only thing you should be doing is coming around to my house and offering to clean my pipes.
And I will stand and watch you freeze to death.
And I think the worst thing is, my favourite part of Doctor Who is when the Doctor does that.
Rid the universe of your filth. Why don't you just die?
But he just can't do it. You had an actor that had screen presence. If you got Capaldi to come out and give that speech, poorly written as it was, he would have come across as somebody actually intimidating.
Get her back here right now, so I can luffer her to death.
You can't be this camp and scary. It doesn't work. I don't think there's enough butter in the universe to pull that off.
That's not him.
Not my effeminate darling. I mean, he almost approached what a man would say.
That's the other thing that I don't like about this episode. The idea that what the Doctor has just said is bad. No. You want to kill 3 trillion people, you fully deserve his speech. Obviously, if it was improved and written properly. I'm on about more the intention than the words. There is absolutely nothing wrong.
Get what you deserve!
And this guy wants to wipe out 3 trillion people. There's basically nothing you can do to him that would be sufficient punishment. You can't really treat him badly enough for justice at this point. And so you need to unleash the worst you have just to even approach what justice would be.
The delta wave is at 95%. You need to input the final calibration.
And on her, because I still think she's worse. The guy is still felt sorry. She's like, no, come on, let's just sort it out. We've got a schedule to get to, my laddie.
Thank you for your empty threats.
See, he's actually teary. He still has the sort of, well, you know, you made me do this energy. It's the woman that he's with's worse. He's like, come on, we've got a schedule. We're on time. He came up with the plan, but she's making the trains run on time. With that, though, he sends the drone guards off to wipe out the doctor. She's like, hang on, Cora. It seems like you recognize the person on the screen.
She's called Wen.
No, I don't care what her name is. I care about what she's doing.
He's called Kid. As in, baby goat.
I don't know if that's meant to be funny. She could just be that retarded. It's in character for it.
No, as in child. As in the person you should never let them be around unattended.
How do you know so much about Hellions, Cora?
Don't you understand? I'm evil too!
I'm one of them.
If he shot her in the face instantaneously, I would have wet myself laughing. Like, hey, you get what you deserve. But instead, we find out that her weave is actually covering up something. She's hacked her horns off. It's like, love, I think you need another shave. They seem to be growing back. It's all right. You could have just told them you were one of them. I don't think you had to approve it. If someone goes, are you a man? I'm like, yes. And just start whacking it out on the table. The strangest thing as well is I'm pretty sure he's her husband, or at least boyfriend. And at no point has he ever touched the back of her head. He's like, no, I'm not going near your weave. I know the punishment for such a crime is touching your hair.
I couldn't tell you. We're not allowed to sing.
I'm sorry I had to lie about my species, because we're not allowed to sing. Oh, that's some harsh consequences there, isn't it?
I'm sorry, I couldn't tell you if that was English, because then I wouldn't be able to
act out Oliver Twist.
I treated like a scum right across the galaxy.
Treated how you deserve.
What happened?
Well, they broke into a stadium, killed 100,000 people, and then wanted to wipe out 3 trillion more. That's the bit of the that's the important bit of the story, surely.
How did you line yourself with
some of the most evil people in the galaxy?
Did you cut your horns off yourself?
What? You really are the thickest bint in the universe, aren't you? She's just told you she's with a terror organization. And what you got from the situation was, did you do your own hair? If I ever lopped off an arm, I don't think it's important whether I did it or somebody else did. It's like, why did you lose your arm?
Helio is the most harmless world in the sky.
No one believes that. We've got a planet of peace, and then some people came across and did some stuff to us. So now we're about to wipe out 3 trillion people. That doesn't compute. Your behavior's in your DNA, love.
And the corporation bought the entire planet, including its population, for one reason only.
Oi, I mean poppies.
To harvest their hell poppy.
She probably knows quite a bit about poppies. Good to know the setup is subtle as ever. But just in case you can't get the analogy, the BBC are going to spell it out a bit more.
Is that like drugs?
No, we wouldn't do anything that mean. We're a planet of peace.
No, it's for that.
Honey, which definitely isn't oil, right?
Your planet was invaded for honey.
Who would invade a place for its natural resources? I mean, this is mind-blowing to somebody with that low on IQ. I bet she thinks that the storage cabinet in a hospital is where the medicine comes from. She thinks that food comes from the supermarket. It just spawns there.
My planet was invaded for honey flavoring.
It does taste quite nice, to be honest. I think that's a worthwhile cause. I mean, let's face it, who are the people that, like, Hellions, the scum of the universe, the people that want to wipe out 3 trillion people? I don't particularly care, to be honest. You get what you deserve.
So Kid blames the corporation, and the corporation sponsors the contest.
He's out to get revenge.
No, he isn't. If he wanted revenge, he would attack the corporation. What he's doing is wiping out 3 trillion innocent people who have nothing to do with the company. This is to get his rocks off. This has absolutely nothing to do with the corporation. If he'd gone into the corporation and played it over their speaker system, you'd be like, oh, okay, that's revenge. This is just wiping out 3 trillion people because he loves it.
And that includes every single viewer.
Yeah, innocent viewer. This would blow Belinda's mind, though, because she can't understand the concept of innocence versus guilty. She's like, you used to know them as children. It's amazing, though, right? 3 survivors of the planetary invasion all happen to be in the same place. Could you use your childhood friendship to stopping slaughtering 3 trillion people? And she's like, come on, Steve, you can help me, though.
Maybe
I'm not helping you.
Based! You've lied to me your entire life. I knew there was a reason why you wouldn't let me touch that weave. Nobody cares that much about fake hair. Now I found out you want to wipe out 3 trillion people with the rest of your filth.
If you can get the elevators working, then Maybe.
3 trillion lives are at stake, still too lazy to take the stairs. I'm not going up there if I can't get in the elevator.
I could talk to them.
I want to get there too.
What are you gonna do? I mean, you're short even compared to her. You're gonna bite their ankles or something.
Because that's where the doctor will be heading.
And I need to leech off him again, because it's my entire life.
I've never seen him like this before. If he's angry, this whole world is going to shake.
Base? Why would you stop that? Oh no, he might hold someone accountable for their actions. We can't have that, we're all equal. No, he needs to go off and have therapy for a bit because, you know, he only tried to wipe out 3 trillion people. The doctor, though, he's waffling nonsense, twiddling wires together, while 2 robots come up behind him.
Doctor!
This is one of those why is he not this powerful all the time kind of moments. If the doctor has to be angry in order to be good, then please make him as masculine as possible. It's when he's at his best.
Now, if only I had an expert in triangulation.
He's like, look, trust me, he's great at aiming. Barely touches the sides, I'm telling you. As if the doctor would need him, though, for anything. Yeah, the doctor definitely can't do maths himself.
Gary! I like you. Thank God.
It's very weird they're all that scared of him, right? It's just like, I'm going to do science. Oh, no, not science. I preferred it when you were talking about Brighton. Her guy's, though, still angry with her all those years working on that song. Does it take you years to work on a song? A 3-minute song. You're lazier than the BBC. But it's like, you lied to me.
When it's done, you're on your own.
Based. Cover out an airlock.
The corporation will be remembered for a massacre.
Except it won't, because they're not doing it, you are. They don't even run Eurovision, they just sponsor it. I think what this is the common disingenuous tactic of going, well, something happened here, and your sponsor name was next to it, and so we're gonna link the two. This doesn't happen, this has always been a lie, this is simply a method of control that evil people use in order to have power over their moral superiors. No, if this guy committed a horrific act at, say, Manchester Arena, then a corporate logo that happens to be on a wall there isn't going to be held responsible for the actions of evil filth. But don't worry, the tick box might save us.
Please think of them, all those people at home.
He is. That's who he's trying to kill, love.
Did they ever think about us?
Yeah, they did. They thought you were scum. They were correct. They accurately judged you by your reputation and were like, oh, if only we hadn't allowed him in that room, 3 trillion people wouldn't have died. At that moment, though, at 99%, the doctor appears in the room.
You really should stop, Babes.
I'm trying to intimidate you. Babes. Oh, haven't you been naughty, sweetheart? What are you going to try and do next? Appeal to the human decency of the demonic hellspawn?
Because I have met so many versions of you, and revenge is just an excuse.
He's not even getting revenge, he's just slaughtering random people.
Because your cold, filthy heart just likes to kill.
He's like that guy last week that you let off and gave a barbershop to, isn't he, really?
I should know my place.
Are you going to go back to Africa afterwards and give that guy what he deserves? Or are you just going to let this one off like you did last time so we can go around the universe and kill a few more trillion people? I'm just after a bit of consistency.
If you insist.
At least he acted like a villain. How many more times would the doctor die if they just went, oh, I don't care, bang. Oh no, that was just a hologram. Maybe look around the rest of the room.
Oh yeah?
Quick, shoot the real one. Shoot the real one! Don't point it at him, just shoot him. That was the best idea you had. If you'd shot him first, that wouldn't have happened. I am surrounded by inadequacy. See, if he'd shot first, he wouldn't have had time to do that, but here we are. What he says, you think about holograms, is they're normally useless, but mine can turn mine into hard light. I've been watching Red Dwarf.
Rimmer!
We find out where the other glove's gone, and he likes putting one glove on because it feels like somebody else's. But if you get a hard light hologram...
A hologram can hurt.
Based! Again, if this was done with a different doctor, one that could actually pull off intimidating, control a scene, and dark, I think I would have liked this. It's just that the villain is horribly miscast, the doctor is horribly miscast, and so the scene is far too camp to actually carry any weight. Because that guy panics and, oh no, he's actually gonna give me what I deserve. You're supposed to think this is wrong. I'm like, eh. My only criticism is you didn't make 2 holograms and do it to her as well. She's worse.
How many people do you want to kill? 3 trillion?
It's quite a lot of people, isn't it? Even feminists haven't got that far.
How about we try this 3 trillion times?
Based.
Stop!
Why?
No, please, sir. Stop giving him what he deserves.
He should have been, okay, fine. I won't do 3 trillion. I'll do 1.5 trillion on her as well. He's for equality. Ooh, that's a horrible pause, isn't it? If you hadn't undermined Ncuti with, babes, sweetheart, oh darling, oh, you've got to be scared of me, babes. Maybe he could have pulled it off. It's not for lack of trying. I just can't take him seriously. Of course, at that moment, Belinda comes in to ruin it.
He's like, no, he just had a bad upbringing. Oh man, no. But Belinda's alive. So now it doesn't matter that he tried to wipe out 3 trillion people because Belinda's alive.
So now justice no longer matters. He's just going to let him get away with it all, like he did last week with the guy that wanted to wipe out more than 3 trillion people. He wanted to wipe out every living being in the universe. That's fine though, because, you know, he didn't look European. That means he gets a barber shop. Oh, I'm so glad you're here because now I'm not going to punish anybody. She runs over, scans her own handprints, takes control back of the droids.
Got overrun.
I don't know if you noticed this slowly rising as her hand was being scanned.
Got overrun.
And the other demonic hellspawn runs over to comfort him. Still hasn't been punished at all for any of her actions because she's got a minge, and so why would they? Only punish the European male.
This cannot be the gentle kin sister I loved so much.
Oh, we were all gentle and sweet. And it was only our situation that turned us into murderous lunatics that want to wipe out 3 trillion people.
Get stuff. We're a product of your genetics. A culture that's been built up over your ancestry. The most successful people are the ones that breed, and then over time, genetic traits get passed down through the lineage. You can see this just by comparing a nation to another nation. They don't behave the same.
So we had to do it. We had to tell the galaxy about the corporation.
You just left us on this planet to rot, and so we had to do it. We had to wipe out 3 trillion people. There was no other choice. Why is she never been punished?
What have you ever done, Cora?
Well, she decided to sing for a bit. So they get arrested and escorted out.
See you again, Doctor. I'll be ready, kid.
That's the BBC. Never seen a kid they didn't want to see again.
Believe me, that ice that you put in my heart.
I don't know whether you think that's a strong emotive language, but come on.
You put ass in my heart and now I'm gonna whine at you.
I think it's still there. I think it'll be there forever now.
Wow, what a weak bit. Traveled the universe, fought the Daleks and the Cybermen. They've tried to wipe out humanity, Earth, the universe multiple times. One European comes along, he's like, whoa, this is going to affect me for the rest of my life. I expected you to be civilized. So as the demonic hellspawn leaves the room, the Doctor's a broken man. I've got feelings, you see.
Still isn't over. There's still 100,000 people out there.
Don't worry though, we can just bring them back. I don't know why he cared that Belinda was out there in the first place. Oh, I've got a solution for that.
Riley.
First time everyone's found a use for him. Now I've got a hologram expert that can turn lasers into hard light and use them as tractor beams to pull them all back in.
Can you do that, Gary? I'd do anything for you.
Gary.
He's gone from being scared to wanting to cheat on him. This is hardly family values, is it, BBC? That's a guy that loves The Handmaid's Tale. He saw the Doctor choke a demon, he's like, I'll do anything for you.
Anything?
I'd do anything for you, except travel to Nigeria. That's too dangerous. What? Pissing husbands behind him. Stop flirting with him, you dirty beggar. So they suck Rylan off back into the stadium. I don't know why they're getting him first as a test subject. Maybe he locked onto his teeth. They're the strongest part of his body.
Oh, if only I had medical staff.
Can't you do this yourself? You're supposed to be intelligent.
What do you say, Mike? I'll do anything for you.
Oh god, now they're both at it. They were made for each other. I mean, look at his face and her face. Maybe that's why she liked Nigeria. She was like, finally, I don't have to put up with it.
Back of the queue.
There's a queue? Can he even cope with that? Are they going to shove her up there as well? I mean, what about that guy's head? I mean, look at that. Looks like they've stuck a watermelon to his face. So they use the cryogenic chamber to bring him back, and 100,000 people one at a time.
I'm so pleased to meet you. It's Ryan!
Imagine dying, coming back to life, and having to put up with that. Can you send me back, please?
Wait, what happened?
You came back from the dead.
Sums up my career.
I hope this isn't the resurrection, because you're about to be bitterly disappointed.
Now, can you do that 100,000 times?
How long? Let's say 15 minutes a person? 100,000 times? No, let's be generous. 10 minutes a person. That's only 166,666 hours. 6,944 days. Don't worry, they'll be finished in 19 years. Even if you halve the time. 9.5 years at 5 minutes apiece. I'll get right on that, sir. So we get a montage. All the degenerates are coming out one at a time. The only way they could fit in 19 years was using a montage. You'd definitely send her back, wouldn't you? But then the Doctor's got an even more stupid idea. A cryogenic chamber being able to reverse it. Okay. Could you turn a cooling element into a heating element? Maybe. But then he's like, hang on. What about all these chairs in the stadium?
Someone's very clever to turn this VIP pod into a revival booth.
Do you mean you? You are supposed to be very clever. I mean, I doubt it too, but...
No, he can't turn a chair into a revival booth, you insufferable cow. Doesn't stop him doing it, though. We get another montage of people using chairs, but they bring back everybody in the most stupid way possible. No one dies, no one suffers, and the people doing the terror attack, it wasn't really their fault. They just had a tough childhood. We only blame the male. We get to hear what Rylan thinks of the human species.
Ladies, gentlemen.
You know, ladies, gentlemen. Others. Okay, so the people that aren't a lady or a gentleman.
Betters, whatevers, we are back!
Ladies, gentlemen, and your betters. Look, if you can say betters, I can say inferior. I'm sorry? That's definitely cultural appropriation. You do realize that when she said she was Indian, she meant from India? What she didn't mean was American Indian. Oh, she's not gonna go around scalping people. The cowboys are here. She's not going to get a bow and arrow and start fighting cowboys. The most danger she's going to pose is like a particularly spicy curry. But he says the contest null and void because we almost died. But we all want you to hear one song. And so they let the demonic hellspawn sing.
This is a song the corporation tried to hide.
The one that tried to invade a place that had poppies in it and definitely wasn't after oil. No, it was honey. Honey. He says this is about how they had to remind everybody of the planet that they destroyed. Its beauty, its history, and its soul. And the 3 trillion people that the evil scum of that planet tried to murder today. Okay, I'm glad it got destroyed. If that's your music, you can piss off. No, I want it to go. It got what it deserved. And so, the 2 people that wanted to wipe out the universe are like, oh, she speaks for us. Now they'll get to find out what our planet was like. You know, the one where the people bred us to be scum. Oh, we're evil, but we can sing. And for some reason, that's meant to make you forgive us. I'd arrest her as well. So everyone gets affected, he starts crying, and they all think, maybe we misjudged the evil people that tried to murder us all. Oh, yeah, is he gonna cry? He's tearing up. Go on. Oh, I think he's gonna let us down. Oh, well, I mean, if you've got vocal cords, I guess we just have to let you slaughter 3 trillion people, eh? That's how that works. Yeah, burn it like they deserve. If only we kept that prejudice going, we wouldn't have a problem in the first place, would we? I said, oh, but she can sing. Boo! I think he's crying. He's crying. It's not Doctor, though, crying, though, is it? But it'll do. Yeah, clap for the people that have just attacked the stadium. That's what we need. No. But what happens if it'll make people judge the good ones? Send her back to a burning wreck. Like, oh, she finally recognized me. I've made something iconic.
Good girl.
No, you want to wipe out 3 trillion people. You can all get stuffed. And he's tearing up. He's tearing up. Yeah, I think that counts. Tearing up, clapping, going, that was so amazing. I'm counting it. He cries as well. There's lots of tears in this one. She's trying not to cry because the water tension might actually drown her. Yet she gets sucked inside the teardrop. Oh, yes, I know I'm amazing. Look, I know my entire species tried to slaughter the universe. I can't be held responsible for them. No. I was just a part of the same planet that raised them and brought them into this culture. Yes. We're a mostly peaceful planet of, murderous lunatics, you see. They did find the TARDIS, though, in the asteroid field.
And the results from Belinda say...
I'm sorry, why are you putting on a racist accent?
12 points, Doctor.
Turns out it was my rise like a phoenix.
I'm okay with oppressing whatever that was.
I don't think I've ever told you.
But I love you.
You're wonderful.
I know. He's like, she doesn't even know. All this time, she doesn't even know I'm not into her at all.
Still, never really know what you're thinking.
I thought she was going to say, still. You have to get me home!
You scared?
I'm scared myself.
For once, I did a moral action.
The death of 3 trillion people triggered me.
It triggered him. Triggered. Oh, this is like listening to pissing Shakespeare. I got triggered because I'm out of Martians. But he says all the Time Lords died, but I keep getting this image. But it's probably nothing. Before you start whining at me, I know I need to get you home.
There is a very tasty chef on Hinge.
She has access to all the time, space, and the universe, and what she's concerned about is getting her end away. People in these shows used to be greater with larger goals. They used to be more important people. This is lower stock.
He's gonna think I ghosted him, so...
Oh, yeah, God forbid he thought you ghosted him.
Everything's just so basic and shallow. It's just lesser worries for smaller people. But she's like, get me back to Earth. Then Graham Norton appears. You can't go to Earth. Earth is an ancient home of the Eurovision. It's dead now.
Planet ended on the old Earth date, May the 24th.
And with shows like this on television, many people are hoping it happens again. Just bring the asteroid, we'll be okay. But it said the planet disintegrated. It died in a single second, the cause unknown. And it's like, uh-oh, I'm gonna have to go there and save your planet.
That was the day that I left.
Imagine if your entire planet was destroyed because Belinda left it. It's like finding out the fate of the galaxy relies on a foreign call center. It's just anticlimactic. The Doctor, though, finally sticks his extendable shaft into the TARDIS. Oh no! Let's face it, it was going to happen at some point. He can't drive again, no one's surprised. There's alarms. The bell, and nobody knows what's going on. Although it does sound like the TARDIS is getting ripped apart. At that moment, though, they start looking at the TARDIS doors. Like you destroyed Doctor Who, well now we've destroyed you. No time to regenerate on that one. Quickly though, we go back to them and like, oh, this is the last one. It'd be a weird coincidence if we left the last one to be Mrs. Flood. He's like, has he gone as the Doctor left? Yeah, he vanished before into thin air. It's safe for me to reveal who I am.
My double brainstem froze.
Is it that male Time Lords have two hearts because they're really emotional and effeminate, whereas the women, no, they're the logical ones, you see. They're renowned for their rationality, and so they have two brains. Please tell me that's where you're going.
I should think of some famous last words.
Like, I don't want to go.
Let battle begin.
And with that, she regenerates. Well, kind of. She's now her own Netflix special. It's like, oh no, are you two gonna get married as well?
Must we? How inelegant. Oh, I'm ever so sorry.
Why are you apologizing to it? She's looking at it like, oh, do I have to? They have to be exposed to my lesser. Ugh. At this point, I was just grateful neither of them were in their underwear. No one wants to see that. Now, apparently, this never happens. But once we started lying and say it could, we're just gonna have it all the time now.
We've Bigeneration, evidently.
Yes, she's also an insufferable arse.
Are you both the same person?
Unfortunately, yes.
Unfortunately, I have to be reminded I used to look like that. Look, I've had an upgrade, all right?
Although she's become a Rani.
This is just to remind you of one of the worst episodes ever.
The chosen pronoun is the definite article. I am always the me.
While I'm the Rani.
I've had an upgrade. I'm not European anymore.
Definite article, so to speak. Now, have you got the Vindicator reading?
God, it's like living in London, isn't it? Please, slave, come here.
Yeah, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am.
Yes, be submissive, you good girl. Know your betters. This is how the BBC works. Diversity.
Then come with me, Mrs. Flood. Out of the way.
Yes, do as you're told, peasant.
That's what I said. Shut up.
Just shut up, you insufferable cretin. Come back to me after you've suntanned a bit.
Yes, ma'am.
It's so predictable now in the current series that the writers are just so ideologically driven. Every story just has a message, and it's more a thing of, oh, what's it going to be this week? Luckily, as they have such low IQ, it's not subtle, and it's just everywhere. Oh, a place with poppies, where people went over there when they shouldn't, and now they've started spontaneously exploding in stadiums. Oh, and that's our fault, is it? Because we just expect them to do it. Right, that's not pattern recognition. Otherwise, you're a bad person, and you shouldn't punish them when they do act out. That's the most complex part of the series, is to try and track the morality, where it's basically a sliding scale of justice, where the higher up the stack you are, the less you actually have to face consequences for being evil. If you look like the Doctor, he will let you off for trying to wipe out the universe. But if you don't, well, now you've put ice in his heart. He expected better of you. This is an episode where the idea itself was quite good. It's a pretty standard idea. Big event, lots of people, someone attacks it, try to stop the villains. But as with most modern entertainment, it's the theme of the episode that destroys the episode. Combined with trying to make up for lost time of being set in Nigeria last week, we have lots of babes and sweethearts in this one. So I hope this episode gets a sequel, where we combine the previous two episodes and set the next Interstellar Song Contest in Nigeria. Let's see the Doctor confronted with the reality of his own beliefs. I feel so at home among my own people. Yeah, but which ones? If we're going to start analysing ideas, then let's see the Doctor try and square that circle, eh? There's probably a greater problem for Ncuti to solve than being an English podcaster. But those are just my thoughts. What are yours? Let me know down in the comments below. Like the video, subscribe. More videos like this in the future, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.